Hello, and directions for green landscaping service. Go ahead and open the attached workbook. You'll notice in this workbook there are two worksheets. Let's start with greens landscaping. So you have row 5 are the column headings: customer name, customer number, town, service amount, previous balance, and payment received. So I'm going to click in G6, and this is going to be a complex formula, and then column H will be a mixed cell reference. So complex formula means more than one math operation. So you have the service amount billed, then there's an outstanding previous balance, so we need to add those together, and then we need to subtract a payment. So the formula is, I'm going to use my auto sum, and it's going to want to add everything to the left of column G, but I only want it to add D and E. And then up in the formula bar, I will minus the payment received in F6. So you can see the range where it's going to add both column D and E, but then subtract F6. So I'll use my check mark and then use the fill handle. The labor cost is 30% of the bill amount. So on that one, it's not on the balance due, it's on the billed amount. So the formula is equals D6 times, and the rate is 30%. And because it's always in cell B17, you need to make sure it's an absolute cell reference. So this is relative because it's going to be D6, D7, D8, D9, but the 30% is always going to be B17. So you need that $ in front of the B and a $ in front of the 17. So it'll always look at column B and always at row 17. So actually cell B17, check mark, and go ahead and use your fill handle. The service payment date is going to be 30 days from the service date. So the formula is equals, I'm just going to press the left arrow, or you can click I6, plus 30. So it'll add 30 days to that. Check mark. So it should be 30 days is August 31st. And then go ahead and use your fill handle. So based on the service date, it'll add 30 days. Largest amount billed. So that's going to be for column D. So I'm sitting in cell J17, and I'll choose the down arrow. I want max. Make sure you select the correct range, which is D6 to D14. Enter. Now find the smallest, which is the minimum. Same range, D6 to D14. For this one, they want the average labor cost. So that'll be for column H. So down arrow, average, select H6 to H14, and that's your average labor cost. And if you were to select the labor cost and went to conditional formatting and went under, so for the labor cost, if you wanted to see what values are above average, so it'll highlight anything that's above 47.50. So select your range, conditional formatting, and then you'll choose from top bottom above average, and then it already knows that the average is 47.50, so that anything that's over that is considered above average. If I decided, so I'll go back and click OK, with the same range, just to show you, if I chose below average, it's going to be anything under 47.50, so it's everything else. So I'll just cancel out of that and just have the two that are above average. All right, the next worksheet is grade goal seek. So this is pretty cool, and you'll see this later on. We'll get into more of these so that you get comfortable with them. So here are the assignments: paper 1, what the grade was; paper 2, the quiz and the lab. The final exam has not been taken yet, so let's find out what the final grade is so far. So when you do the average, you are going to include, even though there's nothing there for a final exam, still include it. So it should be equals average B2 through B6. So right now, the grade is a 70. The final grade is a 75. So what would you have to get for the final exam to receive an 80 as the final grade for the course? So make sure you're sitting in cell B7, which has the formula, and then you'll choose Data tab, and there's actually what's called What If Analysis, and you'll choose Goal Seek. So it's starting in cell B7 where you are. You can always move this around. I want to at least receive an 80 as my final grade. So I'll type in 80. And what do I need to get by changing this cell right here, B6? What do I need to get in B6 for my final exam in order to change my final grade from a 75 to an 80? And it's going to calculate for us automatically. Here. Calculating, and you'll need to get 100 in order to get a final grade of 80. So go ahead and click OK, and that's a save and submit. Thank you.